Happy Sunday, everybody. Good morning to you all. It is the sun is finally coming out. That's a good thing. That's always a good thing for me when the sun comes out. Always. Lifts your spirit. And I know that I didn't really say what time I was getting on today, but I'm here. And so I want to first just kind of share out what has been placed on my heart this morning. And so, yeah, I tried to twist this situation up because we're going to be cooking today, right? So, of course, I told you all that God had been showing me that I needed to focus and get more focused on each section or each area or each part of Saturdays with Shanté. Good morning. How are you all? I can't see who that is, but good morning. Hey, Etta, how are you? And so this morning, I am going to work on food. Today is going to be just food. I don't know how long we're going to be on here because there are a couple of things I want to share with you all. So I initially said I was only going to do like 30 minutes, right? And you all know I have been doing faith, food, and fashion together. So I am being obedient and separating them and focusing. And there may be some times when I come on and I do all three, but today we are just going to focus on food. And like I said, I don't know what this is going to be, Sundays in the kitchen with Tay or what. But it'll be a little bit different than Saturdays with Shanté. And so something that, well, you guys know I like to start with prayer. I better not forget that part. So Father, we thank you for this morning, God. We ask that you continue to bless us, oh God. Continue to keep us, Father. Continue to keep our hearts in your hands, oh God. And Father, I pray for the brokenhearted on this morning. For Lord, I ask that you lift the heavy burdens off of them, oh God. Show them, oh God, that you love them, oh God. Whisper sweetness in their ear, oh God, to let them know that they are safe and they are protected by you in the name of Jesus. Amen. And so, y'all know what I forgot to do? Turn on my fan. Y'all gonna have to wait a second. And I hope that's not super, super loud, but it might be. If it is, hey, we'll work through it. So what I did want to say was what I could hear this morning as I got up to pray early this morning, everything was fine. And, you know, sometimes life will throw you a curveball. And we don't always know how to deal with those curveballs in life. Sometimes we don't know how to handle those things and those curveballs that are thrown at us. And so I could hear the Lord saying that I am. It doesn't matter what is thrown at you, Shanté. I want you to press through what you're feeling. Press through what's happening in your environment. Press through. Go beyond the curveball. It's okay if life throws you curveballs. And I was like, well, God, sometimes things are harder than they might appear. And a lot of times in our lives, we don't like to share, you know, like, you guys will hear me say this all the time. People don't always like to tell you the for real, like what's going on. You got all this chaos going on in your world. Hey, Auntie, good morning, Auntie Joyce. Well, afternoon for you all. But, you know, you have all this chaos going on around you and you're continuing to try to live. You're continuing to try to smile. You're continuing to try to be happy. You're continuing to try to press into the fullness of who God is in your life. And when I heard him say that, I was like, okay, press through, Shanté, just press. Because I was thrown. This thing does this every single time, this reconnect, but we on here, right? Don't play. And so when the curveball, like that was a little curveball. So things that come to distract us from what we know we're supposed to be doing. And I said, okay, I'm going to press, God. I'm going to press. On this good Sunday morning, I'm going to press. And so in that, as I began to just pray and allow God to calm my spirit down and to show me that, Shanté, this thing is bigger than any distraction. This thing is bigger than anything the devil could try to send your way to make it feel like this isn't what you're supposed to be doing or to get you off course. Little things. It could be something real itty bitty tiny. And so I was like, yeah, I've seen, you know, you're focused. You're trying to do what you got to do. And so as I began to pray, God said to me, this is bigger than you, Shanté, because what I have to do in the earth is beyond the four walls of the church. And I was like, yeah, I've said that before. I've heard you say that. He said, I'm raising up people that might never, ever step into a church building. And I was like, okay. And those people that I am raising up, Shanté, they will be generals in the body of Christ. And I was like, okay, a general. He was like, I'm taking them to 5-star general levels. And I was like, well, there hadn't been a 5-star appointed after I kind of researched and looked it up since World War II. Come on now. So I'm just here to share that little quick tidbit. That was just a little nugget that those of you that are focused, those of you that are doing what God has called you to do, those of you that are on track, don't allow the distractions, those curveballs to come throw you off course. Continue to do what God has called you to do, because I'm going to tell you something. God will separate the wheat from the tares, right? Because they look alike. God will pluck you right up out of that stuff. And let me say this. I can remember my auntie Melody, God rest her soul. We were on my great Granny Rose porch behind my auntie Pee Wee's house, and she had a splinter in her foot. And I remember her saying, Tay, come get this splinter out of my foot. And I said, Auntie, I'm too squeamish. I can't do it. I can't pull it out. I can't take it out. And I don't know which auntie, but somebody came and snatched it out. That is exactly what God showed me this morning. He reminded me of that moment. He said, I will remove you from out of the situation, Shanté. I will pluck you right up out of that thing that you think is distracting you, or that environment, or that it could be a person, a place, a thing, a noun, right? There's a teacher in me. But it could be a location, it could be a business partner, it could be a relationship, it could be a husband, a wife, it could be a marriage. Come on now, somebody. It can be your work relationship. It could be you just in an environment, you frustrated and you trying to figure out, why is this frustration coming? It's because you on track. And so God said to me, Shanté, I'll pluck you right up out of that thing. I will remove you completely from out of that stuff. And at that point, I was just like, okay, God, you got this thing. You got it. So I said all of that to say, no, hey, Bess, that God will pluck you out of some situations. God will pluck you out of some things when you feel like you can't go no more. When you feel like you've pressed, you feel like, Lord, I've given my everything to this situation. God will pluck you right up out of it. So I'm telling you all, don't be nervous when the time comes and God begins to pluck. It's going to be uncomfortable. It might make some other things disruptive or disturb some other things, but that's okay, because God is going to do what he said he was going to do. And that's period on that. So I wanted to share that with you all this morning. I even asked God, Lord, this is my situation. Should I be sharing? And he said, yeah, share. It's okay. Because somebody else needs to hear what I'm saying to you, Shanté. So know that if you have distractions or any disturbing things around you, chaos is what I call it. God said, I will pluck you out of that stuff. Just stay focused and know that I am. And I am the song by Jonathan Nelson, one of the Nelson brothers. But I am. Just listen to that when you get a moment today. So let's get into the cooking. I told y'all we're going to do food. I don't know how this is going to look, how this is going to continue to move forward, but we're going to do this, right? We're going to do it together. And so this morning, I want to share with you all, afternoon for most of us, is one of my favorite sandwiches is a Cuban sandwich. Now, y'all know I'm from Florida, but beyond me being just from Florida, my mom is black or American. My daddy is Jamaican and Cuban. Yes, like for real, in real life. So I got a lot of different blood running through my veins and a lot of different flavors and things that I enjoy and like. And so a Cuban sandwich, and I specifically like the ones from Florida. Now, Publix can make a decent Cuban sandwich, right? Because that's typically where you can get one from. But I love me a Cuban sandwich. And I'll tell you all the ingredients. Typically, it's on a big Cuban loaf, soft Cuban bread, Cuban roll. You're going to have some Spanish pork, some ham, and Swiss cheese. Now, some might use provolone cheese, or they might mix up their cheeses. And then another one of the sandwiches that I like, oh, and they put pickle on it. I forgot that part. So they put a little pickle on it, and they put, some people use mayo, and some people put a little honey mustard or just regular mustard, right? That's typically a Cuban sandwich. And some people heat it and press it, and some people eat it just regular, just like that. Well, I am a big fan of those Cuban sandwiches. I love me a good Cuban sandwich. And I also like me a good Monte Cristo. So if you don't know what that is, that's like a ham and cheese sandwich, battered and deep fried with powdered sugar and like a jam on it. They use, I think, strawberry or raspberry jam, right? So this morning, and I keep saying morning because for me, well, it's afternoon, it's 12. So it used to be on at 11. We are going to make, check this out. We're gonna make a Cuban grilled cheese, but like a grilled cheese Cristo. Right. I'm gonna put a little of that. We might not have a Monty, but we're gonna have a Cristo. Okay. So I'm gonna pull y'all over here with me. I'm gonna turn this, and we're gonna walk this through this morning. I'm gonna turn the stove on so you all can watch. And like I said, you may not see me the entire time. And yes, I love me a gas stove. I wouldn't have one. I wouldn't have a kitchen without one. I really wouldn't. Gas stoves save lives, right? If you all are down there in South Florida, anywhere where there's inclement weather and your electricity goes out, you need a gas stove in your house. And they cook evenly. They just do their thing. So this pan is one of the pans my mom gave me. She won it at work when she taught school at Willoughby Elementary. So that was some years ago. So I'm gonna pull y'all a little closer to me. I've got my eye on. So somebody might say, well, Shanté, how high? I start off on high and then I shift to a little lower. Now, I'm taking, that's about, yes, this is that bacon butter. You call it what you want. This is that bacon butter. That's the new name for this. So I've got about a half a teaspoon of bacon butter. Yes, I'm putting that in there to melt it down a little bit. And somebody might say, well, Tay, you going to use, yep, y'all already know I'm going to use this same spatula because it's my butter. And I'm going to use probably about that much. Now, how much is that much, Tay? That's about a tablespoon, maybe. And let me show you all the ingredients. We're gonna turn that down just a little because I want that to melt. And so I'm going to show you guys my ingredients. So we've got, let me back up. So the butter that I like to use. Hey, Auntie Mila. Hey, Byron. Tell your brother I've been trying to get in contact with him. Yes, I'm on Facebook Live. Yes, Ivan Hall. I'm calling him out. And what I was saying was this is the butter that I like to use. It is the Land O'Lakes Creamy Butter Salted. It's a little pricier or extra creamy. Let me show y'all the whole side. Extra creamy. And I like to use it. It's a little pricey. It's salted. It's European style. Thank you, Byron. European style. And Auntie Molly, your baby's looking for you. She wants to peek. I'm sure she wants to say good morning to you, but she has on her bonnet. No, ma'am. That's the butter that I use. So we put a little bit in there. It's melting down, y'all. Yes, my eye is on like 5. And I mix. Somebody might say, well, Tay, wait a minute. We doing a grilled cheese. Why you got that bacon butter and you mixing it with some extra butter? Because you want it to be full of flavor and taste good. I'm not trying to clog your arteries. And I'm not telling you that this is a sandwich that you want to make and eat every day either. Might be for special occasion. It might be your cheat meal. I don't have cheat meals. I just eat. Okay. So we're going to let that. And I should have showed y'all what I did. I just stirred it around just a little bit. I just, there we go. Okay. So let me show y'all my ingredients that I use. Now, I'm using a Texas toast. And I'm going to tell you all, it's a thicker piece of bread, right? Using a Texas toast. I like to use this kind. Y'all sit tight. So, because we're on here this morning and I need to make more than one grilled cheese, I got this half loaf from Publix this morning. That's what those two came out of. I've never tasted this bread. We're going to see how she going to work out for us. This is the one I like from, not Sam's, but from Publix. Let me show y'all. Let me back up a little bit here. No, I'm okay for right now. That's my helper. So this is the toast that I like to use. This bread, hey Auntie, hey Naya, hey Kennedy, my babies, my other babies. But this is the Texas toast that I like to use. It's a whole loaf. As y'all can see, we've been eating this bread, right? For the most part, I'm turning my butter down and my bacon butter. But this one tastes good. It's soft, it's chewy. It's by Lewis. This one is by... It's by Lewis too, but it don't look the same towards me. This is you know why? Because this is considered thick sliced Texas toast and it's made more like in a loaf. And this one is more of that square sandwich bread. That's what this is. So I like this one better. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. It tastes better to me. And something about this already to touch, just from it sitting here, it's gotten a little crunch on it. I don't know if I like that. All right. So these are the breads, Texas toast. You want to start off with you some Texas toast. And then, I'm going to pull my little board so y'all can see what we're using here. I'm pull this camera down some for y'all. So we've got our Spanish pork, and I like to get the kind that is from the deli. I don't like that packaged meat. Now, if that's what you got to get, you get that. But the Spanish pork from Publix brand Spanish pork, and I like mine thinly shaved. Y'all see that? It's thin. Let me back up some so y'all can really get a good look. Thinly shaved. And then I like to get me a sweet ham that's also thinly shaved. Publix brand. Get you some white American cheddar cheese. White American cheddar cheese. Get you a Swiss cheese. Some people say the cheese that's got the holes in it, or the cheese with the mouse. And again, we're back at this Tillamook. Some cheddar cheese, shredded, right? And I'm going to tell y'all that shredded is going to get you all your life. Now, I've got this red raspberry Smuckers. Thanks, shout out to Auntie Audrey. She turned me on to this. I think her and Demeter, my cousin. But this red raspberry preserve, I picked up the wrong one with the seeds. They have one without the seeds, as you all can see. And then I also have something that I saw, and I was like, oh, I'm going to try that. And I'm a fan. Look, let me pull this up so y'all can see. I'll buy anything that say new. I'll buy anything that I never had before, and I'll be trying to try it and test it. So I have tasted this. It's chunky. It's and I'm funny about textures and stuff like that, right? But this is a pineapple preserve, and it's truly a preserve. Some people like jam, some people like jelly, some people like preserves. For this sandwich, I prefer a preserve or something that has a little more texture to it. Now, I tasted this on my sandwich because I made one of these last night. I tasted this, and I don't think I like it with the sandwich, but you might. You just may, right? And I'm Publix. You know, on TV. See, I'm not on TV, so I can, you know, play with it. I can do what I want to do with this pea. And nobody's paying me any dimes, right? Any nickels, quarters, or coins. I like the kind that come in black and white. That's the kind of money I like when you see it in your checking account. But this pineapple preserve is from Publix as well. So for the most part, everything that you see this morning is from Publix. Absolutely. I am Granny Rose's great-granddaughter for real. Now, this is my little powdered sugar. And these are, you can, listen, I think the Dollar Tree sells these little things. I've had mine for years. It's old, good and old. And I use it to sprinkle whatever I need to. Some people use a little duster. Those are nice too. No, you can use those just as well. And then y'all know I got my handy dandy. Y'all know my spoons. I went back. And let me tell y'all, the store is called Pop Shelf. I could not remember the name of that last Sunday. Pop Shelf. They got forks, knives. I went back and got me some teaspoons. I went back and got me some forks. So they didn't have the forks when I got these large tablespoons. Or you could even use it as a serving spoon, depending on what you're serving or how large of a dish. So, all right. Let's get into this sandwich, y'all. And like I said, I am going to turn my heat up a little bit on my eye. Just about to back to 5. And of course, this is y'all Sunday mornings cooking with Tay. Okay, we're gonna figure out a name for this Sunday situation. But I'm gonna pull y'all back over here to the stove, and I'm gonna pull the camera down so you guys can see exactly what's going on. And somebody told me that I could, I guess, flip the camera, huh? Would that work for y'all if I flipped it? But then I got to move the little podium, but that might be better for you all. So let's flip that thing. Hello. But then I can't see if y'all can see. All right. So let's see. Y'all can see my hands, right? All right. So we're going to turn our eye up. We've got our tablespoon of butter in there. And yes, I said in there. We put our butter inside of the pan. We have our butter. And then we also have what? A half teaspoon of our baking butter. Yes. And y'all see her. Don't play. Yep. This from y'all from last week. Got our baking butter. And I need my hand towel because I'm forever wiping and washing. Because that was really greasy. Okay. Wipe my hands off. So what you're going to initially do, starting off, And let's turn this up a little bit more because it ain't getting as hot. I want it to have a little sizzle. And it will eventually. Just put both your pieces in there, right? Now, if you got a griddle, you can use a griddle iron to do this. But you want to toast both sides of the toast, right? Somebody might say, well, I'll go ahead and lay my cheese and my stuff down right now, Shanté. Absolutely not. What I want you to do is make sure that you toast both sides of the bread. Now, I'm going to flip this camera back around because I'm going to tell y'all something. I like to talk to y'all, and I can just move the camera down, right? That part. I like to see y'all while we doing this. I'm giving me a buffet. I'm giving me an island so that I can have the camera coming on like this right here. And y'all can see everything. Yes, 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 yes. Now, I need to get my spatula because that's what I did forget. My spatula. So, hey, cuz. Get it. Yes. Sunday Sensations with Shanté. Yes, cuz. Keeping them S's. Thank you. Tell Big John, this sandwich, I don't know, does he eat meat? This sandwich might be for him. Let me get my spatula. I'll be right back. Y'all, I'm looking for the spatula. I have so many of them. That's the right one. Thank you. So, I got my handy dandy. Look at it. That's that girl. And this is a Martha Stewart. This also came from, I like a lot of her stuff. Y'all don't know if y'all can see that. But a lot of her cooking utensils, her pots, her pans, her Dutch pots, when they on sale, catch them. I'm telling you. All right. So, we're letting this butter burn. And for some reason, it seemed like the eye not on. Let's try this again. There we go. I knew something was wrong, y'all. See, in live TV, you can't do that. Tell him I said happy birthday. Happy birthday, Big John. Too bad I can't make him a cake and send it to you all. And she said, yes, he does eat meat. Too bad. Tell him the next time I come home, I don't know when that'll be, COVID, sick of it. And y'all be safe out there. But I'm going to make sure if y'all there that we get him a cake. I don't know. What's his favorite cake? I don't know. I know he'll pretty much, I will say this, and this how y'all know people, you know, good cooks or they clean well. When another person that can burn in the kitchen, that can cook real good, like your food, play with it. You on to something. He said, yes, you can. I'm going to send him a cake in the mail. It's going to be crumbly. All right, so I am toasting. And y'all gonna notice I use my hands for a lot of stuff. That's for real, Great Granny Rose and me. All right. So he said, put it in a box. Tell John, quit playing. My eye is getting kind of hot here. And like I said, you want to toast it. Can y'all see that? So as you can see, it's not that toasted, right? But that's okay. You just want a little toast on that inside because the pieces that we have flipped over now, that's going to be the inside. You just want to put some heat. You want to stir up some stuff. And normally I like mine a little crispy. I hear that she's sizzling under there. I should have used my other pan because this one playing games this morning. She's not doing what I need her to do. She's not getting hot enough for me. That's okay. All right, so we've got, I'm going to pull y'all down a little bit more. We have our Texas toast. It's butter. Now you can see, you like Shanté, that piece don't look too, you know, something happened. You can always go back over your butter. And you could just, sometimes I tell people just smear a little bit on there. Because it's softened. And this is softened, y'all. It's softened. And what is she going to do now? Well, because I'm putting more butter on here. Because I want mine to be right. I want it to taste right. I want it to be pretty and golden on the outside. All I'm going to do. And typically, y'all going to learn from me. That spatula over there. And I'm just going to flip that thing. Right? Can you hand me my green pan? Because this one playing something. I don't like the way this working out. I'm about to switch pans on y'all. She acting stubborn this morning. Making sure my gas is on. The gas is up. But while I get my pan, we're going to see if that's going to work. Right? Yep. My big one. The larger one. That little one could work. And another thing, let me say this to y'all while I'm in this kitchen. Y'all see me, you got to pull your hair back. Pull your hair back so you don't get hair in people's food and that kind of thing, right? I'm starting me a whole nother eye. Yep. Because I got things to do. I'm putting the same thing in this pan that I was putting in that one. And we're just going to preserve. Y'all, I got to get, listen, let me tell you, I got to get it right this morning. We're going to use the pan that I know going to act right. She going to do good for me. I had to swap out the pan. Because this one, I don't know this. And you know what? This is another one of those pans from Belk. I like this stuff. All right, so I put my butter in here. I'm just revamping, right? And sometimes you have to make adjustments, like I told y'all in life. Sometimes. And y'all know what I just thought about might be causing me some problems in this good kitchen. That fan. Because y'all know I'll be hot. I bet that's what's doing it. So, we're going to shift. Because I think the fan is trying to blow out my fire. Y'all hold on. Don't get too excited. Y'all sit tight. Just think of this as your commercial break. When y'all can't see me. All right, there we go. All right, now we working with some changes, y'all. All right, who's that? Hey, LaTae. Hey, Tay. From home. I hadn't seen you since I think we were little girls. Oh, my goodness. All right, so let's get back into this grilled Cuban sandwich Cristo that we are making today. Turn that up. I'm going to turn that up a little bit because I want this to hurry and get hot. See, this is the difference between live TV. Live TV and pre-recorded when you trying to figure that thing out. On live TV, they already have a sandwich made for y'all. Now, last week I did have y'all some stuff made, but I want you all to see how organic and get the real deal. Seriously. Okay. So here we go. All right. I turned that eye up. I'm going to we're going to layer. I'm going to put that Swiss cheese on there. One slice, another slice. Put your American cheese on there. And then we're going to take a little bit, just a pinch of the cheddar. All right? Just a snap. Now, somebody might say, well, Shanté, is the meat cold? Nope, not after I put it in there and move it around like that. Like you know, put a little heat to it. Yep, right on the side. Right on the side. Y'all can hear, if y'all wish y'all could hear the sizzle. That's what I needed to do. I needed to do something like that. And all I'm doing, I'm just going to brown the meat just a little bit. I'm not going to do too much. Right? I wish y'all could hear the sizzle in that thing. This sandwich is going to change some, it's a game changer, okay? It's going to change the game for you. All right, so let's get back into this. As my little cousins would say, get into it. You can hear the meat sizzling. Yep, and if it's a person in your household or your family that don't eat meat, put the meat in another pan. Don't y'all be selfish. Don't act like that, all right? Do not act like that. You're going to say, well, Tay, we putting all that on there? And somebody might say, well, how much meat is that? A pinch. That's how much it is. It's a pinch. And I told y'all I use by hands. Kind of get that over there like that. Drop the little piece right there. There we go. And it don't matter how you put the meat on here. Some people might say, well, shouldn't it be layered? Okay, well, layer it. Put a little bit of ham over there and a little bit of pork over there, honey. It's all good. Here we go. Got that meat up on there. Yes, we do. And then we're going to take, check this out. We're going to take all our shredded cheese. Now, if you want to put another layer of cheese on here, another Swiss and another, what's the thing called? American, you can, but this is what I like to do. And y'all like, okay, taste some of that cheese fell in the pan. I know it did, because guess what it's going to create? That cheese on the edge right there. Y'all let it sit in there. Don't worry about that. You let it stay in there. And put your toasted part. Let it stay there. And then you're going to take your spatula and start pushing it towards the sandwich. Right? Make that, all that goodness. Just let it kind of, there you go. Y'all see that? You can see that cheese oozing, and then you're going to flip it. Now, this flipping might be special. It's okay. Y'all see that on the bottom. Come on now. We cooking now. We cooking. And you might say, you going to put some more butter in there, Tay? Yep. I sure am. I'm going to put a little bit. I'm going to roll it around, all the way around. Sometimes I even lift my bread, honey, and let it get up under there. Yep. And even the little pieces of cheese I see. And you like, you gonna keep using that? Yep, I sure am. Because guess what? I want both sides of my toast to be golden, just like that. Sparkling. Even if you want to put a little bit more of that bacon butter up in there. I'm gonna have to start retailing this. Like, Tay, you sell bacon butter? Yup. That bacon butter gonna do something for, I'm telling you, y'all ain't ready. Even the little tidbits of meat that were in there. It's gonna taste real flavorful. Y'all wonder why sometimes at restaurants the food tastes like it does. They're not always cleaning the eye like that. I'm gonna tell you something about your pans. If you all are cooking and time you finish with your pan, you put it under some hot water and you trying to rinse it off, that's what's gonna make your pan not last long. So you want to be mindful of that. Let the pan cool off first, then put it in the sink and wash it. Because it can actually destroy your pan. It can destroy your cookware. So be careful with that. I'm going to peek, y'all. Let's peek. Let's peek. Let's see what it's doing under there. Yes, sir. Ready. All right. So, and I don't know if y'all crooked or not. There we go. All right. I'm going to turn my eye off because we don't need the heat anymore. We're done. It's grilled. And if you want to turn it over again, flip it. You like potato cheese. That's what you want. You want that little crunchy. You want the cheese to kind of be on the edge like that. You living on the edge, right? I told y'all this a Cuban sandwich that went wild. She went somewhere. But a Cuban Cristo. There we go. That's the name. A Cuban Cristo with some bacon, butter. And then we're going to plate her. All right? Let's put it on a plate. And I'm going to bring y'all on over here with me. So y'all can see. We're going to plate her. Come on, Tay. Now, y'all see how that side is. Look. Y'all see that? And then guess what? I'm going to flip it so y'all can see the other side too. Yes, sir. Now, I'm not going to cut it just yet because I just want it to set. We're going to let it just set. I'm going to put that right there. We're going to leave this here because I got a surprise, a special treat. So, you got your raspberries. Some people will put this and they dip it. I like to dip my sandwich. I don't want that on my sandwich. Now, to keep your sandwich warm, so I can see y'all. If you have the kind of stove that I have, I just sit this plate right back up here. So that heat, that residual heat can just kind of keep it over there. You can even put it in your microwave if you think that will help you to keep it warm. So I like to have a little bit of berries, fresh berries, and fresh cream. The Monte Cristo has powdered sugar sprinkled on it, right? I'm taking this thing up a notch, right? We're going to turn this thing out this morning. Like they say, y'all like to be lit. We're going to be lit in the kitchen. So y'all come over here with me. And close that. And I got to get some things from out of the freezer. Yes, the freezer. I swear it's the fan that does this. All right, so I got this beautiful bowl. You all see that it's cold, right? And my beaters. We are going to make some fresh cream. When you're making fresh cream, excuse me, you want to use a cold bowl. Now, this bowl, much like my little baby bowl, I got 3 of them. And yes, best, they came from Williams-Sonoma. But for your fresh cream, and I'm going to pull y'all around so y'all can watch here just as well. Well, let's make sure I got y'all in the know. All right. So I'm going to wash my berries first. And this is what I like to use to wash my berries. Or any kind of fruit. You can use this. I sprinkle a little bit of that in there. Y'all can't see. Let's bring it all over here a little bit. There we go. Wash my berries. Just kind of toss them around in that water. Get some of that debris off of them. Right? And I just put them all in my colander. And they will dry. There's one in there that's got some issues. Like somebody ate. And let me tell you, that Dr. Bronner's is the world's best. This is the larger bowl that I was just speaking of in regard to. So we're going to sit this over here, our cold bowl. And let's back y'all up a little bit. So when I'm cutting my berries, typically I like to sharpen my knife first. I want to get it really, really sharp. And let's do that now. You're just pushing it back and forth. And some people say, why rinse it off? Because you don't want to eat metal. Right? So we're going to cut up us a few berries. And all I'm doing is just slicing them in half, y'all. Just slicing them. And you can use a cutting board if you choose to. I don't need a cutting board per se. But we're going to use them. Let's scoot over some for you all. And I'm just cutting them down the middle. Just like that. Just opening them up. I like to find the darker ones because those are typically the sweeter berries. Right? We're just going to cut up a few. Just for the purposes of today. Cut up a few. All right. Now, let's push that over. I want you all to see how this cream is made. You're going to use some heavy whipping cream. And somebody might say, well, I like to buy Cool Whip tape. Well, you keep buying that Cool Whip. Me and my mama talked about this last night. We talked about this, the Cool Whip in the can, that kind of thing, right? Let's put our beaters, our cold beaters in here. Make sure you put them in the right one because I always mess this up. I hope that was the right. Yep. There we go. Now I'm going to use a cup of heavy whipping cream. 1 cup. Woo. Okay. Set that over there. Set that in the sink. And I'm also going to use a teaspoon. I like to use this Nielsen Massey. You can get it. I think I got this one from TJ Maxx for $11. Get you some Nielsen Massey. Let's get this off here. The lid won't come off. There we go. We're going to use a half a teaspoon. Just a half. And you might want to use a fourth because there's not that much in here. I might use less than a half. I might use a fourth. You don't want it to be too overpowered, right? So let's say a fourth of a teaspoon. And then we are also going to use sprinkle about a tablespoon of powdered sugar. All right. So let's mix in our cold bowl. And for those of you that might want to know, this cutting board that I'm using is a marble cutting board, and this spoon holder or holder, whatever you want to call that. I just call it a resting tray for your utensils when you're cooking. I got both of them from Cracker Barrel. All right. So let's mix. And I want you all to see when you're mixing this, you don't want to over mix, right? And it could take a minute. You don't want to over mix because if you over mix, it's gonna not. It ain't gonna be right. See if y'all make sure y'all can see. And it only takes a couple of minutes. Now you can speed it up if you want to, but you gotta watch it. because you want the consistency to be almost where it can peak. And it will. You just got to take your time. You got to be patient with it so that you're not overly like whipping it. And sometimes I stop it to make sure so I can see. Okay, I'm gonna go a little high because we are on here. You can almost see it forming its texture. And because we use a whole cup, you want to, like I say, take your time. It's okay. You don't have to rush this thing. You do not have to rush. I check. I always stop and I check. Now you see the consistency now? It's barely dripping. So I'm going to keep mixing. But I'm not going to mix for too much longer. I might even speed it up a little bit. Just a little. Because if you don't, it'll be too fluffy. Like to the point where you can't even really eat it. Almost like meringue. Gotta watch it. Okay. Now if you touch it, still a little soupy, right? Might want to mix it a little bit because we're not getting peaks in the bowl. It's almost there. Let's keep going. One of my friends said, I don't have time for all of that, Shanté. But this is when, this is like Christmas special occasion. It can be my every now and then. I won't say every day because I don't make fresh cream every day, but I do make it a lot. And if you have leftovers, we'll talk about that after the noise is kind of down. Yep, get those edges. Make sure your bowl is cold. You can almost see it peeking. There we go. You see that? So you've got now some texture. Ta-da! We got fresh cream, y'all. Just that quick. You do not have to purchase. Can someone give me a spatula? You do not have to purchase store-bought cream. Again, I'm gonna mix this one more whip in it because I want it to peak a little bit more. A little baby blue one. All right, there we go. As I tell them, quiet on the set. All right, so we got fresh cream, y'all. Look at that, and you can see it moving, right? If you don't want movement, you can keep mixing it. But I like a little bit of. We'll mix it a little bit longer, just a little bit. You gotta maybe count to 60. You don't want it to overly get creamy, but you do want it to be creamy. And you can put it in the freezer if you feel like it's not firm enough, and you're afraid that you might overmix. Now you all see that, and see, watch. After just that, it's not moving now, right? It's not moving at all. That's the consistency that you want. You want that kind of consistency. And you're going to have a few bubbles, but that's okay. It's all good. So let's put this sandwich together, y'all. Hey, Shonda! I will not change. I will absolutely not change. I think God has humbled me more than anything throughout all of this process. Even the more. All right, so let's get our sandwich off the stove and our warm plate. So be careful with your plate. And listen, some people like to put a powdered sugar on while they, you can dust that plate. Put some all over the plate. Don't be scared. Dust that thing. Yeah. Put it on there. No. I told y'all this is a Cuban Cristo. Yes. For the cookbook. I put a little bit more in there because I like mine sweet. And then we're going to cut it, right? We're going to cut it. I got my little paring knife. We're going to use this one for the time being. Oh, no, you know what? I got my knife. Yes. And you may want to use a bread knife. I do have a serum. Now, I like my sandwich cut diagonally since a little girl. So I'm going to cut mine diagonally for y'all. Yes. I should have showed y'all. Let y'all watch while I'm cutting it. Listen. Scoot over a little bit so we can really see. I'm going to push this down in a minute. All right. So we got our sandwich here. We got our grilled Cristo. And it might take you a little while to kind of get through that meat. It's all right. Because I didn't chop my meat up, remember? There we go. Something holding me back. Don't hold me back. Don't hold me back. Got your sandwich here. And you can plate it how you want. I like to lean mine. Some people like to, put that little. And if you put your fingers on it for presentation purposes and you like, well, Tay, I don't want fingerprints on mine. Just sprinkle over that little spot. It's all right. You got your jam. Listen, we're going to sit her over here to the side. And then, now, check this out. Some of you may say, well, Tay, I really, really want to pipe my Cool Whip on my plate. You don't have to be so fancy. And I'll show y'all how to pipe one day. We'll get into some baking techniques. But listen, just dollop that thing right there. That's all you got to do. She ain't got to be that cute. Just dollop it. Because you're going to put your berries on there anyway. Dollop you some fresh cream. Yes. I put a lot on there, y'all. And then just sit your berries in there. Look at that. Just sit them on there. And y'all know I'm all about presentation, right? Put your few over here on the side. There we go. You can put all of them on here if you want. Let's put the big ones right here. Ta-da! So listen, we got us a Cuban Cristo sandwich. Yes. You say brings back memories. I always want to try. Yes, Pamela. As a little girl, I got to send you something too. I thought about that yesterday. Listen, y'all see it. We got our fresh cream with our berries. I'm going to pull back some so the camera can focus. We got our Cristo sandwich there. Look at that cheese just oozing out. On that Texas toast, we got your fresh jam. Yeah, well, that jam ain't fresh, but we can call it fresh. Homemade, that's what we'll say, home cooking. But look at that, y'all. Look, listen, isn't she cute? This a doll baby. This is a true doll baby. Yes. And I'm going to reverse the camera so y'all can really get into it because I don't think y'all can see it like I see it. I'll put it under the ring light for y'all. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? Look at her. Isn't she cute? Yes. Get into it, Tay. Now, y'all probably like, well, Shanté, what it tastes like? Y'all want to see me eating it on the air? Hey, Christy! I listened to your songs this morning. I love that group. Yes. And so, let's flip back to me. All right. I'm hot, y'all. I'm sweating. I got my fan on. I thank you all for getting on. As my cousin said, it's called Sensations with Shanté. I got to scroll back to see what she called it. What did Von Treese call it? Sunday Sensations with Shanté. That's our name. We're going to go with that. We're going to flow with that. So we have here our beautiful, look at her. I'm going to hold this so y'all can see. Our fresh cream and our beautiful Cuban Cristo sandwich. Grilled cheese, if you want to call it that. I love you all. It's wonderful having you all on here with me this morning or today. And just stay tuned. Look forward to more content from me. The more that I push it out. Oh, and I didn't tell you all this. This is a little secret. Because of the way that my brain constantly works and operates. Who says say nom nom? I can't see. Who is that? Oh, she fancy. I have to look and see who that is. Yes, this is good for Sunday morning brunch because you kind of got to mix a lunch and brunch together, right? Breakfast together. How about I came up with this last night? Play with it. And I said, I got to show the people. I got to show them this sandwich tastes so good. So good. Hey, Lucy. How are you? So, I'm signing off, y'all. But I'm going to dip a little bit. Let me taste this Cool Whip first. Make it do a little dance. And I got to taste the sandwich for y'all. I'm going to dip mine in this raspberry jam. Just going to dip it a little bit. I can't eat this on here with y'all. I got to get all the way up in this thing. It's delicious. I want to lick my fingers so bad. But I will not do that. I'm going to behave. I'm going to turn the camera off on y'all, then I'm going to lick them. Have a beautiful Sunday, you all. You all, I love you. I love you. I love you. Stay tuned.